Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakbadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, who taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom to you, Akim Nakwat, out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled, Looks Can Be Deceiving, Speckled Birds, etc. Okay? Another one, kind of almost like not really a continuation, but a continuation of a point that was made. I don't know if it was yesterday's lesson or the day before. We spoke about speckled birds, and I can't remember if I said I was going to do a lesson or I should do a lesson about that again. I have done lessons about it in the past, but it was fresh on the mind. So I said, you know what, let's do speckled birds, but let's throw an extra couple things in there. All right, it's not just about speckled birds. This one, it's really about, looks being deceiving, and speckled birds are one of those things. Now, if you're unfamiliar, a speckled bird, okay, is someone who looks like, they would be an Edomite or a Moabite or an Ishmaelite, but they're really an Israelite. Okay, for example, here's a good example. Eminem looks like he would be an Edomite, okay? But Eminem is an Israelite, okay? Marshall Mathers, his real name, all right, is an Israelite. But you'd never guess. He has light hair, all right, blonde, looks just like an Edomite, man, okay? But guess what? He's an Israelite, all right? He is. You can tell. How do you know? All right, because Israel's the salt of the earth, and Israel, they're the ones with all the talent, man. All right. Anytime you see, a big star that actually can make music, and I'm not saying just because they're a big star, but they can actually make music, they're good at it. Now, for example, Eminem, not periodically, but dominates, all right, rap charts, all right, and is known as one of the best battle rappers of all time. Now, you think an Edomite's gonna come and wipe away Jake's title? No, they're not. Okay? No, they're not. This guy he has lyrics. All right, he's got flow. All right, he's a little goofy with certain things sometimes, but it's obvious he's a Jake, okay? Who else? Here's a guy that I believe to be a Jake, okay? Freddie Mercury, okay? Now, of course, Mo, obviously, all right? Everybody knows that Freddie Mercury is a Mo, all right? But that doesn't really mean a bit of a goddamn, all right? Because Prince was a Mo, all right? And Prince was a Jake too, but he looks like a Jake. That's the difference. This guy, if you go back to him, he was, Arab or something? All right? But this guy is obviously a Jake. All right? Let's see. Parent, Busara, ethnicity, look. What was he? He was Indian. All right? British Indian. So, yeah. But he was an Israelite, man. He was an Israelite, obviously. Who else do we got that looks like a Edomite or another nation, but is actually a Jake? I'm trying to think. There's a couple that I could think of. They're just not coming to mind right now. Here's one. George Carlin looks like an Edomite. All right, the Jake, all right, despite some of the things he had to say, all right, even the apostles agree with this one. Apostles agree with Eminem, okay? I don't know if I've heard many other people talk about Freddie Mercury, but I believe that he was a Jake, all right, just by the way he was, the way he took Storm, all right, excellent songwriter, all right? But George Carlin, man, all right? There, we could keep on going on and naming names, all right? Well, we can do a reverse one. Who's someone that you would think is a Jake, but is not? Well, here's one. Lenny Kravitz. Not a very good singer. You can just look at him, and you say, okay, he could be a Jake. He's not. He's not. He's an Amalekite, all right? His father is an Ashkenazi, you-know-what, okay? And this guy, he acts weird. He doesn't act like a Jake. His music's not really Jake-like. All right, he didn't really take the world by anything, and he's pretty much, he's dried up and washed up. This guy's an Edomite, okay? Everybody knows him for Fly Away. That's it, all right? Who else do we have? Other people I think might be an Edomite. Selena Gomez. All right? This lady, I believe she's just an Edomite. Okay, I don't think she's an Israelite at all. Selena Gomez. I think she's a tear. Now, what you would call someone that looks like an Edomite but is actually a Jake would be called a speckled bird. On the opposite side, someone that looks like an Israelite but is really another nation would be called a tear. Okay, a tear, and we've done lessons about that. Okay, and so that's a topic for another day. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Who knows? But and there's just it goes on. I'm not we're not gonna sit here. This isn't just to be a name names, all right, thing, but that's how it goes. Okay, so more than likely not an Israelite. All right, not an Israelite. Is an Israelite, more than likely. Is an Israelite, more than likely. And is an Israelite. There you go. All right. That's just how it goes. So if you can receive it, you can receive it. If you can't, you can't. All right. Now we're going to get that in Jeremiah. We're going to actually go and get Jeremiah 12 and 9 first. All right. We're going to go over and get Jeremiah 12 and 9. All right. And move that one up. It says, Jeremiah 12 and 9, mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field. Come to devour. Okay? So, mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. Alright? And Lord willing, that music isn't too loud. Let me turn it down just a tad, a little bit here. We'll go to like right there. Sounds like a little bit lower. Alright? But, so if you look at if you look at a speckled bird, we're going to read it one more time. Jeremiah 12 and 9, mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field. Come to devour. Now, what is a speckled bird? Let's go and look that up. All right. If you look at a speckled bird, and we've done this before, and we're going to continue to do it. All right, Lord willing. A speckled bird. Look at it. It's got all these different. Well, if it would load into a picture that actually wasn't, 1 pixel. All right, you got this bird. All right, you can see what colors we got here. We got dark brown. We got lighter brown. We got a creamish color. All right, we got a very light brown. All right, we got almost things in here that are almost black, as well as yellow, and light yellow, as well as overtones of almost orange in there. Okay, that's one bird, speckled bird. This is one of the birds. Obviously I like this bird because it's a beautiful bird, and two, it shows you. Now there's no blue and green people, but this one shows you all the color patterns. You got brown, you got like lighter brown, like a mocha. You got a coffee color in here. All right, then you go over here. You got a very light, like dingy, almost like like a woodsy color. All right, you got blue, you got a turquoise, you got like a teal in there, you got a regular green. All right, you got yellow as well as a light yellow, almost like an orange, and then a white color. All right, and then up here you got a little bit of violet. All right, and a little bit of like this is a strange color up here. I guess that's a little bit more tealish. All right, and then you got undertones of almost black in here, almost in the shadowy areas like here. So when we go back to Jeremiah 12 and 9, and it says, "Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird." Well, that means what? That means that anybody can be of any color, any shape, any size. They can be big, they can be small, they can be fat. All right, they can be skinny. All right, but really it goes into color. All right, you're not always gonna look like how you look. You got to realize how things work, man. Okay, because your seed line goes to your father's seed line. If your father was, let's say your great grandfather, or let's just say your grandfather was Jake. That means you're a Jake automatically. But so your father was a Jake, a dark-skinned black man. All right, and then when he had your father, he had him through a very leprous white woman. All right, an Edomite. Okay. And then that son, grew up. All right, now here you had black coffee over here, and now you have coffee with creamer in it, right? And now you go, and that son goes and gets with another white woman or an Asian or something, and guess what? Now add more creamer into that cup of coffee, all right? And then now guess what? Now you got someone who doesn't even look like an Israelite, all right? They might have some Israelite features. And guess what? That continues to happen. Or even if the next son goes and gets with the black woman, but the son after that it's going to muddle those features out, all right? You're going to end up becoming very, 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 very light, all right? Very light, to the point where you're eventually, and you got to realize that's only, 4 or 5 generations that we just mentioned, all right? Your father's you're from your great grandfather up. He started, and then he had a kid, and then that kid had a kid, and then that kid had a kid. So that'd be your great grandfather. All right. Within that many generations, congratulations, you already have a white looking person. All right. If they all got with white people. All right. So called. Now you got to realize, with our nation, we've been with Israel. All right. So all of us, not just one in particular, but the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in a whole. All right, we've been scattered abroad, right? And one of the biggest places we were scattered is in America. But you got to realize there was Israelites among. We migrated a lot. All right, we went from place to place. Okay, but a lot of us ended up here. And when we ended up here, everyone's here. All right, this is like a central hub of the world, America. All right, you got Asians here. You got you got so-called black people here, so-called Latinos, Native Americans. You got white people here, so-called. You got Arab people, so-called Arabs. All right, you got so-called Chinese. You got all these different people muddled into one. You got Israelites and non-Israelites muddled into one. And Israel gets down. So they're going to be, guys are going to be getting with Asian girls. A lot of our people, a lot of our men are like Asian women. All right, so you're going to be getting with Asian women. You're going to be getting with white women where you can get it. You're going to get it. And then guess what? Through those kids, they're going to go, and then through generations and generations. And then guess what? Here at one point, the great grandfather, we'll just say the ancestor, all right, at this time, that came over from the transatlantic slave trade. Here he was, a super dark skinned man, all right, and now through his generational line, all right, and when he comes back again, several, 175, 100 years ago, if you watched yesterday's lesson, all right, he could be white as can be. All right, because how his family got down. All right, over 100 years, 75 to 100 years, that is more than enough to become pale as hell. Okay, to become pale as hell. It happened with me just in one generation. My dad's way darker skinned than me. All right, he's not a dark skinned man, but he's obviously Mexican color dark. All right, but got with my mom, super pale, one of the palest women you could see. All right, and then look, boom, I came out super white. All right, and that's only one. That's only one. All right, and my dad's dad was a Mexican dude. All right, and we never really met him or saw him, but if he was a regular Mexican dude, we can assume that he's dark. Okay, so that's only 3 generations, and my dad got lighter than that, and I'm way lighter than that. Okay, so that's just how it works, man. So you can't go off of color, because you are who your father is. You go through his bloodline. It's not your mom. You could, everybody in your family, everybody through your father's line, every generation could have got with a white woman, and you'd still be an Israelite. It doesn't matter. You just look white as shit. Okay, that's how you'd look. All right, eventually you'd have a big white-looking family where everyone's Jakes except the woman. All right, so that's just how it would go. But if you can receive it, you can receive it. If you can't, you can't. That's just how it goes. So the Lord doesn't care about, oh, this guy looks white. Okay, and no, I can't save him. He looks white. I don't, you can't. That's dumb. That doesn't make any sense. All right, and that's you thinking in your brain, because you can't tell who is who. Okay, you can't tell who is who. You see, you're the type of Jake that goes and sees a so-called black person and says that's my brother, not realizing over here you got Humad Hakariri or whatever. That's more of an Arab name, but you got Watingo over there from fucking Nambia or wherever the fuck. All right, you got a Hamite on your hands. This is my friend. This is my brother. No, that's not your brother. That's a Hamite, man. The fuck are you talking about? Look at him. He looks just like me, bro. I know we talk different, but he looks just like me. Yo, we are brothers. I'm like, okay, sure, whatever you say, buddy. All right, and that's the Jake, because Jake quick to go with the color thing. They look just like me. Meanwhile, they got like bugged out eyes. All right, weird, pressed in noses that ain't like a Jake nose. All right, their ears are all fucked up. All right, they don't look. Let's go look at Drake. Well, Drake's not a good example. Let's get Chris Tucker, which I'm not even sure if he's a Jake. I'm gonna be real with you. He could be a Jake. He's probably a Jake. He's weird, but he's probably a Jake. Let's just get a picture of Ice Cube and Chris Tucker. All right, 2 Jakes. All right, more than likely Chris Tucker, more than likely a Jake. He's just weird. Hanging out with a bunch of, I don't know, who knows. But so Chris Tucker, he probably is a Jake, honestly. There's another one. Jackie Chan's probably a Jake too. I wouldn't be surprised. But let's get this picture. Two people that at least look like Jakes. Ice Cube's for sure Jake. I can tell you that. And And then let's go and get, I don't know, let's go pick just an African. Let's get a man, an African man. Just look. Do these people look anything the same? No, the fuck they don't. Their ears, man. Their ears are all weird. All right. You can go and look at can we just get a regular man? Is that a man or I can't even. I think that's a woman. Just look at the people in general, man. We're gonna have to blur that one out. Just look at the people in general. You know, and there's not. Why are not men showing up? And some of them might look like. But you also got to realize that I saw a picture of some black African people that seem to have very Asian features. So, and you got to realize some of those people might even be Asian. All right, some of those people might even be Asian, and then some of these people are Jakes too. Some of them are Jakes as well. So keep that in mind. All right, these two kids could be Israelites. You know, there's so much spread, but if you look at Hamitic features, they're generally not the same. Okay, they're generally not the same. They got different eyes. All right, they got different ears, different facial structures. All right, Jake have longer faces. If you look, they're longer and more gaunt. All right, and then if you look at Hamites, they have more rounder, you know, circular shaped faces. All right, again, you can't go off of looks, but if you go off of just how they're obviously two different people. Okay, they come because you don't just develop features like that. All right, unless it's from a different nation. All right, the Hamites are the original ones that have those features. Now, other people can have those features. Again, speckled bird. You can look like a Hamite and still be a Jake. Some of those people that we were showing could have been Jakes. All right, I mean, most of West Africa is Jakes. Okay, they're not Hamites over there. Most of them are Jakes. Most. All right, there's still Hamites over there. Okay, just like there's Hamites among the so-called black people today, and people think, oh yeah, that's a Jake. All right, but continuing on. So, and that's the title lesson. We didn't really get with this thing, man, but looks can be deceiving. Now, if you look up that term, looks can be deceiving, what does it mean? It says it's an idiom used to say that something can be very different from how it seems or appears to be. You got to realize, man, you could have the whitest guy named Dave. Hey, how's it going? Jamal, it's good to see you again. What are you up to? And that guy could be a Jake. He could be a Jake. He'd be like, hey, you want to go out in the club tonight, buddy? It's good seeing you again. I don't really want to hang out with the other white guys. A little boring, huh? You know? And that guy could be a Jake. He could be a Jake, man. You don't even know. All right? You got to think, why does he like hanging out with Jake? Why doesn't he really listen to the music that a regular white person? Why is he bummed? Why can Dave dress so well? All right? Why can Dave riz the hell up out of a girl? All right? Why is Dave just a cool guy? You got to wonder. Well, he looks like a white guy though. Yeah, but he's not though. He's a Jake. You gotta go by the spirit, man. You can't just look, oh, look at him. He looks like a white guy. He must be a white guy. Or, oh, that looks like a black guy. He must be a black guy. No, that black guy can be a white guy, and that white guy can be a black guy. You could have a white-looking dude and a black dude standing together, and that white dude could be the Jake, and the dark-skinned dude could be a Tear. You realize that? You can't think with your eyes, man. You gotta use your brain and your spirit. Really, your spirit, which your brain goes through. Okay? Sometimes, except when, you're being, your brain starts to mess with you, but that's just demons. Okay? You got to use your spirit to wade through these things, man. Let's get 1 Samuel 16:7. To show you how the Lord looks at things. 1 Samuel 16:7, it says, But the Lord said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. So man goes and says, look at Jamal over there. He's obviously a black guy. Well, no. He's a black guy, but he's not an Israelite. All right, Jamal over there is a Tear. He's actually an Ammonite. Okay, he's actually an Ammonite, which means he's Japanese. That's why Jamal cooks some goddamn good Chinese, Japanese food. And that's why Jamal acts weird. All right, he's not like the other one. He's not like the other ones of us, but he's a cool guy, man. And yeah, no, that's because Jamal isn't a Jake. Okay. Just keep that in mind. You can't go off of color or how they look. All right, you gotta weigh their spirit. Do they got sauce? Do they got flavor? All right, do they act weird? Are they? This guy doesn't act like everyone else. Well, if you have a weird fucking sheep that's jumping around and twitching its neck in a whole other pile of sheep, you gotta realize what the fuck's up with this one. Something's wrong with this one. I don't know what's going on with it. Maybe it must not be one of mine. All right. So you got to keep that in mind. You can use that in multiple perspective, and the Lord's flock as well with the elect. but as well as, people that are calling themselves Israelite, and here you are, you have a pasture full of Israelites, and there's this one over here that's just acting weird. Like, wait a minute. Wait a minute, that's a wolf. Get that thing, get it out of here. So you can't go off of looks, man. It's like Wile E. Coyote, all right, when he used to dress up like a sheep, all right? Something was wrong. You're like, what the fuck is this guy doing, But Jake is quick to accept other people just because they're blickety black. His skin looks just like mine, brother. He's my brother. No, he's not. That's a Hamite. His skin looks just like mine. That's just a dark Arab. His skin looks just like mine. I'm like, that is literally a North Korean, dude. All right, he's just very dark. That's just a North Korean. Well, he's my brother because we both have dark skin. We both go through the same problem. No, you fucking don't. No, you don't. Okay? Jeez. Anyway, one more time, 1 Samuel 16:7. But the Lord said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. The Lord looks on the heart and on the spirit. All right, man, all they do is they just look and say, oh, he's black, must be black. And then they move on. That's it. Continuing on. And we're reaching the last of the speckled bird scriptures, really. And then we're going to touch on other topics where looks can be deceiving. Or I accidentally deleted 9. So this the main point was, speckled birds. But I had an extra couple of scriptures, if I could get to them, I want to touch on. The main topic, of course, being speckled birds, but right there, we got etc. So 2 Timothy 2:9 reads, Wherein I suffer trouble. That's not the one. 2 Timothy 2:9. That's weird. I must have typed that wrong. Knoweth them that are his. 2:9. It's always the one. 2 Timothy 2:19, Salakia. It says, 2 Timothy 2:19, Nevertheless, the foundation of the Most High standeth sure, having this seal, the Lord knoweth them that are his, and let everyone that nameth the name of Hamashiach depart from iniquity. The Lord knows who are his, and really going back to the elect. Okay, so you're not going to get confused, all right, you brothers that happen to look like me. All right, or you sisters that happen to look like me, all right, because I would look like a so-called white person on a regular day unless I got a tan, and then maybe I could pass for a so-called Mexican, maybe. But in general, most people just write me off as a white-looking dude. So keep in mind that the Lord is not going to pass you up because he's going to be counting his sheep and going, oh, that one's white, can't have him. No, he knows who you are. He knows who his people are. All right, and if you're of the elect, of course, all right, he's going to know you. And Lord willing, we are part of the elect. Okay, that's what we're hoping for. We're the hopeful elect, hoping to be the elect. Okay, and like it says in 1 Timothy 2:19, once again, nevertheless, the foundation of the Most High standeth sure, having his seal, the Lord knoweth them that are his. Because that's the other thing. If you're elect, you're going to have a spiritual seal. Okay, it says, and a spiritual mark, really. It says, and let everyone that nameth the name of Hamashiach depart from iniquity. Okay, the Lord knows who are his. Now, we've touched on the fact that, speckled birds, all right, and the Lord knows who his people are. Now, here's a couple other examples, just to show you, looks can be deceiving, man. Your eyes, really, they fail you a lot of the time, okay? You got to realize a lot of the disbelief in this world is based upon vision, okay? Saying, oh, God can't exist, I can't see him. Oh, Jesus was never here, I can't see him, or because that's what they call the sun, is the J word, right? This can't be because I can't see it. All right, or this, I didn't see it. I don't know if this happened because I can't see it. That's just how it goes. People's vision usually is what gets them fucked up. They're usually their own eyes, all right, deceive themselves. They look and they don't see it. All right, and that's why a lot of these people, well, Edomites for one, aren't going to be able to have faith. But Jake even, they don't have faith because why? They can't see it. They can't see the Lord. All right, and the son's name, the real name is Yahushai, of course, and if you haven't known that by now. All right, and the father's name is Yahushai. The father's name is Yahweh, and the son's name is Yahushai. When you call on them, you say Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. Ba'Hashem means in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son. All right. I wanted to put that out there. But these people, I was speaking as the people that don't know a single thing. Okay, so that's their eyes, man. I don't see it. I don't see it. And then instantly, because they don't see it, they write it off. It's dumb. Okay, but let's get Matthew 7:15. Eyes, you can't use your eyes. This is Matthew 7:15. It says, "Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves." So you're gonna have false prophets that look the part. They're gonna look the part. Okay, they might even talk a little bit like the part. But what do you have to do? We didn't get the scripture, but you have to do try them by the Spirit. Where was it? Believe, 1 John 4:1, "Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are gone out into the world." How do you do it? By looking at them? No, you have to try their spirits. What are you doing? What are you saying? What's the name of the Father? What's the name of the Son? Is the Father's name Yahweh? Is the Son's name Yahweh Shai? What's the mark of the beast? All right, what is this? Tell me what this is. All right, and if they answer one of those things wrong, well, Most High in Christ, but nope. They're not of the Most High. You wouldn't have known by looking at them. All right. Well, I mean, if really, they do have a strange, IOIC specifically, they do have a weird look to them. All right, having that military-esque, everybody wearing the same garment, it's a weird look. But some people that aren't, don't have the trained eye to spot things like that might look upon that when they're first getting the truth and say, wow, look at that. Those look like men of the Lord. Okay, but really, they're men of the money. They're not men of the Lord. They're men of the money. They're men of Bishop Nathaniel. All right, Bishop Nathaniel Bond Moneybags. Okay, that's who they're following after, not the Lord. They trust in men over there. All right, so keep that in mind. You can't just you have to try their spirits. You can't just look at them. Going back to Matthew 7:15, "Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves." And this is red letter. This is Yahweh Shai speaking. So you can't just look at them and say, yep, look at them. They got the garments and everything, So you can't do that, man. You have to use your spirit. You have to, use wisdom. All right. You have to. Okay. You can't just look at them and say, yep, men of the Lord, and then just move on. What? Did you talk to them? Did you weigh their spirit? Did you ask them who the Lord is or anything about their doctrine? You can't just say they're men of the Lord and just move on. You can't just say that's a prophet for sure and move on. Well, what are they saying? Are they saying weird shit? What if they're saying they're King David? You're not going to say anything about that? Because that's bugged out stuff. But that, hey, looks can be deceiving. You can't go off of someone just because they look the part. They look the part, but they might have, what is it? They might talk the talk, but they might not walk the walk. Okay? So keep that in mind. This is James 2:1 all the way down through 6. It says, "My brethren, have not the faith of our Lord Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, the Lord of glory, with respect of persons." And that, a lot of people are respecters of persons. The Lord is not, though. All right. It says, let's go get that. The Lord is not a respecter of persons. Anybody can get it. We can get yeah, here it is. Romans 2:11. "For there is no respect of persons with the Most High." You're tall, you're muscular, it doesn't matter. The Lord does not give a single damn. All right, if you got giant muscles or if you're really small, you're the most handsome man in the world. He doesn't care. He's not a respecter of persons. He doesn't care what you look like. All right. Again, as we read that scripture, he doesn't look about outward appearance. He goes off the heart. All right, off your spirit. Okay. He doesn't care if you're the most handsome, muscular man in the world. You're still not going to get saved. You're going to go right to the burning pile, the nukes, and die. That's how it goes. Okay. It says, verse 2, "For if there come unto you assembly a man with a gold ring and goodly apparel, and there come and also a poor man in vile raiment." So the congregation, here you go. You have this, "Hello, I'm Mr. Moneybags. Here's my gold ring, and look at my whole outfit. It's made by Chanel," or whatever, whoever, some fucking brand. All right, it's made by Louis Vuitton. All right, and there comes also a man in and poor, and there come in also a poor man in vile raiment, You know, hey, I don't really have anything. I'm kind of just, wearing some ragged clothes, but I'd like, to be, here and listen. What happens? Verse 3, and you have respect to him that wear the gay clothing. Okay? So then with the fancy clothing, and gay back then had a different meaning. So gay apparel, fancy, nice clothes. All right? And you say unto him, then that person with the nice, fancy clothes, and say unto him, sit thou here in a good place. And then you say to the poor, stand thou there, or sit under my footstool. Why were you doing that? Because you're a respective person, because you were looking, at what they had. In verse 4 it says, are ye not then partial in yourselves, and are become judges of evil thoughts? Verse 5, hearken my beloved brethren, hath not the Most High chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom, which he hath promised to them that love him? But ye have despised the poor. Do not rich man oppress you and draw you before the judgment seats? So these people, they're trusting in the oppressor, man. They're trusting in these people that have nice cars, fancy clothes, mansions. Why? Because they look nice. But, like it says in verse 5, the Most High chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom which he hath promised to them that love him. All right, we'll read the whole thing. Verse 5, hearken, my beloved brethren, hath not the Most High chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom which he hath promised to them that love him? There you go. Here you are, you're despising all these people because they look poor, but those are the people that the Lord has chosen. All right, when people look at us, oh, look at them. They don't look like they're rich. We're not. We're not rich. We're rich in faith, all right? But we're not rich in material items. We don't have, like, a lot of Gucci hanging around. We don't have, Rolls Royces and Mercedes Benz, all right, and Bugattis and Lamborghinis and Ferraris. All right, and then there might be one brother out there that's managed to get, probably an old one. You have a Ferrari, it's from 1982, it's busted up, and you bought it back in like you bought it back in 2000 when for some reason there was a weird market crash, and you got it for $1 from a guy that you were really good friends with anyway, and he was supposed to charge you $100,000 for it, but you only ended up paying $20,000. That's the only way a Jake could get something like that. All right, as if it happened, the Most High bless them. All right, and in a way like that. All right, where they just have it. I don't even know how I got it, really. It just happened, because most of us, if not all of us, I reckon to say all of us, okay, because there's really no rich men in this truth. None of us can just walk down to a Ferrari dealership and just, one car, please, and then just drive off. Nuh-uh. I don't know of any brother, and I've never heard of any brother that has money like that. All right, and maybe you might have a brother out there that can walk out and do that with a regular vehicle, but not no Ferrari. So let's get Proverbs 31 and 30, and then we're going to get 2 Corinthians 4 and 18, and then we're going to go ahead and close out. A little bit of a shorter lesson, 30-ish, 40 minutes, about 30, a little bit over 30. So Proverbs 31 and 30 says, favor is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. Here's another one. Guess what? Favor is deceitful. If you look up the same scripture, the Good News Translation, it talks about charm. All right? I know this because I did it earlier. All right? So it says, charm's deceptive and beauty disappears, but a woman who honors the Lord shall be praised. That's another thing. Oh, she's such a good woman. She's such a good woman. She's such a good woman. Look how beautiful she is. She's such a good woman. That woman's a fucking demon. All right? She's a demon. You're just looking at her because she talks sweet and she's very beautiful. Okay, but guess what? She hates the Lord. So guess what? She's trash. Throw her away. All right, like it says, but a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. Again, favor is deceitful. Charm, looks can be deceiving. Looks can be deceiving. She's so beautiful, but she's a demon. But she's so beautiful. She's a hoe, but she's so beautiful. She's a liar. She's so beautiful, though. All right, you go ahead and get fucked up. All right, and you do whatever you want to do. All right, that's just how it goes at the end of the day. You want to go there and get destroyed by this wicked woman? Go over her and let her mess your life up. All right, go ahead. Just let that happen because she was beautiful. All right, but she was a thief, a liar. All right, she shot her ex-boyfriend, but she's so hot though. She's bad, man. Yeah, she's bad. All right. 2 Corinthians 4 and 18. And this we're gonna close out, and it goes back into faith. It says, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. And this goes back into faith. All right, we're off of faith, not off of the things we can see. All right, Oh, I can't see God, so he must not exist. You know how fucking dumb that is? All right? You know how dumb that is? You know, you can't see the wind, all right, but you can feel it. All right, well, I can see it on trees. I mean, yeah, sure. All right, but you can see the Lord and what he's doing in the world with the works that he's doing. And you can feel his power. Well, that's not the same. Sure it is. Like, we can see it and feel it, but you can't because you don't have faith. Because in order to really see, you have to have faith. Because you see through your spirit, all right, not through your eyes, okay? But you don't have no spirit, you know. You have a spirit, but you're not spiritually minded. You're not in tune with it, all right? Because you're carnal, you're fleshly, all right? And you're the type to be deceived because you go off of looks, all right? And looks can be deceiving, all right? And that's been the lesson. A little bit of a shorter lesson. Lord willing, it was still edifying, though. All right, with that, we're going to go ahead and close out. First, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Again, I want to give double honors to the elders apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith, use your spirit more than your eyes. All right, until the next one, Lord willing, shalom.